I'm Patrick Watson, I'm an astrologer, and you're watching Big Fat Astro Vlog. And today I'm going to be delivering a monthly horoscope for the month of September 2018 for all Libra risings out there, not Libra suns, Libra risings. And I'm going to do that in 5 minutes. So the first thing we should talk about is the fact that on September 3rd, this is when Venus will be reaching its pre-retrograde shadow period. Essentially, Venus will eventually station direct at 25 Libra after the retrograde period of through October, November. So when Venus first makes that cross over the threshold of 25 Libra, this is kind of when the festivities of the Venus retrograde are starting. So if you're already in a relationship, then this may be when you kind of start seeing some of the issues that may eventually become bigger challenges you have to go through together. If you're single, this may be when you're kind of making those social connections, which will kind of give you the narrative of who is going to be involved in that Venus retrograde. And since you are born with Venus ruling your ascendant, you're probably going to be that kind of Venus-y figure for a lot of people. Maybe the locus of attention. A lot of people may see you as kind of the agent of that transit in some sense, especially the kind of more scandalous parts of that transit, because Venus retrograde is usually about like sex scandals and things like that, but we'll get into that next month because we're focusing on September this month. So on September 6th, this is when Saturn stations direct in your fourth house. So the fourth house is the house of like home, your home, what you consider home, your parents, your family, your origins, your private life. And so if you're in a position right now where you are dependent on your parents potentially, this is probably a very difficult transit to go through because Saturn is constricting those that whole part of your life. So this may be when your parents are maybe telling you like, you got to become self-sufficient, you got to kind of go out. They're going to be like Saturn figures to you, getting getting hard done by them, or getting sort of punished, or a kick in the rear, as it were. On the other hand, if you are responsible for your parents, if you have a lot of responsibilities which are related to your parents and your parental relationships, like that can be a tricky transit as well. This might be a time when, especially with Saturn stationing direct, that someone is saying no to someone. I mean, you're either is your parents saying like no more for you, since Saturn has Saturn's like already the planet of no, and then when it's stationing direct, it's like I'm not going any further in that direction. So this is like your parents basically saying no to you. This is the limitation, or this is when you have to put the limitation towards your parents. Say like, no, I can't be responsible for all of this stuff regarding you. So that's one potential manifestation of that kind of transit. On September 9th, we get full moon. We get a new moon. A new moon at 17. Virgo, and this is opposite Neptune at 15 Pisces. So in general, that opposition is probably going to inaugurate a 2-week period or so of the idea of all that glitters isn't gold. Appearances can be deceiving. Neptune, even that which appears like more factual, logical, or practical, since it's in Virgo, is actually unduly influenced by something nebulous, something not real in some sense, with Neptune involved in the mix there. In the days after that lunation, Venus enters Scorpio, Mars enters Aquarius, and they both are in hard aspects to Uranus and Taurus. So this is going to be obviously in general a very socially charged, forcefully socially charged time, with maybe some betrayals in the mix, maybe unexpected alliances, people turning on a dime to support each other who hadn't previously, people who were together at one point being torn apart against each other unexpectedly. So it can be a very volatile time for all those kinds of relationships. And it's weird because I guess for you it has more to do with your second house and fifth house and eighth house. So beautiful things you own or your possessions, wasteful expenditures and investments or creations, and some sort of unexpected development with finances, especially those of your partner. So I'm out of time. I was also going to mention the full moon at 2 degrees of Aries, which is square Saturn, and that will be on September 24th. So basically that's the time when it's going to kind of light up that Saturn placement one more time, in addition to the Saturn station. So thank you very much for watching this horoscope in 5 minutes. If you want to see it next month, please help support me on Patreon like everyone else. That really, really helps me keep going with these. You can leave a nice comment. You can give it a thumbs up. You can share the video. You can subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any videos when I put them up. You can read all my articles on astrology at bigfatastro.com. You can follow me on Facebook at bigfatastro. You can follow me on Twitter at pwatsonastro. And of course, I'm available for readings and consultations, all available on my website at www.bigfatastro.com. Thank you very much for watching. Have a good month. Bye.